Pleasure of Writing. I'm Will.
I'm Max.
And we're here with some Retro 51 pens. Super popular in our store. Very awesome rollerball.
Super popular across the country.
For sure.
Across
but
the
definitely
world.
in our store.
Across the world, we'll
I
get
can't
that
speak
in a
for the
minute.
world. I haven't been all over.
I can. And we're going to in a second when we get over there.
Yeah, absolutely. So you want to start with over here?
Sure. As someone who very recently has assigned himself the duty of being spokesman for the world, I'd like to talk about Retro 51 and how much I do enjoy these pens. So the cool thing about Retro 51, their slogan, as we've said before in these videos, is that life is too short to carry an ugly pen.
And they back that up really well.
They sure do. Every one of their releases is just beautiful and fun, and they can be anything from really clever and meticulously designed and gorgeous, or just kind of zany and kooky, and like really they're a great gift pen, because for any walk of life that you can think of, anyone that you know you want to get a gift for, there is a Retro 51 that's going to go along with that person's personality or their profession, or
absolutely
just their favorite color. I mean, that's the easiest thing in the world, of course. Every color available is available as a Retro 51 rollerball. I should say that the rollerballs are, of course, one of the smoothest writing rollerballs I've encountered.
For sure.
Yeah. They're fantastic.
They're great.
Mine is beautiful. It writes fantastically. And we're just going to go over a few of them with you right here to kind of give you an idea about what we're talking about. This is, for example, their Einstein pen.
So
which,
cool.
now that I pull it out, I know that we've talked about this before, but it's a really simple design. With it is the blackboard with a bunch of formulas on it that eventually end down here with E equals MC squared. So
yeah, it's relatively odd.
And
it's a relatively great pen.
It's a relatively great pen.
Sorry,
relatively wonderful. But I mean, again, like that's a pretty simple concept, but it's executed fantastically, and I'm a big fan of it. It would be one thing if they just did that with the barrel and walked away, but the metal of the trim and the tip here is particularly beautiful, even though it's just a nice silver. It's steel.
Well, as we talk about beautiful, I'm going to pull out the chromatic because, as Max said, so there are a lot of colors available. We have a full rainbow, and then there's a rainbow in a pen. Sure. This is the chromatic, I believe. And I actually own one of these because the owner of Retro, I saw him at the DC show, and he literally pulled it out of his pocket. I was like, wow, that is a fantastic pen. He was like, you keep that pen. So I keep that pen. And I just love it.
He's like the Willy Wonka of the pen world.
So true. I love that we said that too. Jeff's great. So yeah,
but your favorite pen is. Your favorite color is in that pen.
It's. I mean, every color is
everywhere.
It's the chromatic. It's a gorgeous pen. Sure. Writes super smooth, as Max was saying. And then I actually have a dear friend of mine, and I gave her this pen not long ago because her Instagram handle is about being a keeper. And at first I thought she was saying, like, you know, that person's a keeper, like romantically or whatever. Yeah. It's because she has an apiary. She's a beekeeper. So I got her the bee pen. Yeah, she's a keeper. And this is a fantastic pen. And they all have different kind of touches to them. This is a kind of brass finish, I would say. Yeah. And then there's the... and
we should point out that this isn't just... I mean, I don't know if it's coming across in the video, but it's not just it's not just some print that they then wrap around the barrel. There's a physicality to this. There's a depth texture to it, a 3D kind of texture to it, where the honeycomb hive system and the bees are raised, and then below that is kind of the metal background. And it comes across really nice. I think it does a really good job of evoking a honeycomb, or as I believe it's pronounced in French, a ruche.
Okay. Fantastic. And speaking of really interesting finishes, and pens you probably can't get anymore, actually, as we're posting this.
By the time this comes out.
Yeah, this is probably going to be gone. This is the...
It's a big Wednesday for us.
This is the Pleasure of Writing's Monterey Bay from Retro 51. This has marine life from Monterey Bay. It features... so our bay has a canyon in it that is actually deeper than the Grand Canyon. And that lends to the bay certain qualities that you don't find anywhere else in the world. Like there's a certain...
That's right. It's a particularly deep part of the ocean that happens to be very close to the coast, so it's easy for us to go and investigate what's going on that deep. The Monterey Bay Aquarium has a institute called MBARI that is dedicated to exploring that.
Yeah, and I mean the bay goes from up in Santa Cruz all the way. There's a horn here, but and so essentially we worked with Retro. They have a great designer, and it's got kind of like it's got an otter, it's got a whale. I mean, you've got a starfish, you've got an octopus.
Sure do.
And it's a lovely pen. 500 of them made. I think we're already down to like 60,
Yeah,
something like that. I mean, they all literally almost sold out.
we're all but gone.
Yeah.
But speaking of what I was saying before about Retro 51 being popular all over the world, literally I know that we have shipped these to New Zealand.
Norway.
We shipped them to Norway.
Somebody in Norway bought a Monterey Bay pen. Like
sure
I think that's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And so I will say this is a gloss finish. I love the finish on the finial and the tip because it's this gorgeous like dark blue.
A nice satin finish.
Yeah, it's a really nice.
On the metal.
It's phenomenal. But they don't just make pens.
They don't just make pens. They also make fountain pens.
They do.
Which we're going to get to eventually. Yep. But this is their mechanical pencil, which I like a lot. It's a very stout eraser that they have here. This is I like it because it's a twist release or a twist feed for the lead. It's available in different thicknesses, but their thicker lead I think is pretty great. And I like how it's kind of aggressive with as you turn this. You might be able to see it as you turn. It's not a click feed where it's kind of sheepishly coming out. Are you sure you want as much lead? Retro 51 doesn't care. Retro 51's like, oh, do you want lead? There you go. You can have as much as you want because you are the adult. You bought the pen. You bought the pencil. You can draw with it however you'd like to do it. So
I also appreciate, as you said, a lot of them are clicky, so you get like little bit advances. But this
and
is
even
kind of like you can
how often
fine-tune this.
Really, how often with a mechanical pencil are you clicking it and then you click and you hold it down? You have to push it back in so that it's just the right length. Exactly. You know it's going to snap off. And again, this is not necessarily design-wise the most unique thing. This is a matte black mechanical pencil.
Sure.
But I think it's beautiful. I think it's really elegant and lovely. And this is I don't really write with pencils. I think when people come in here and they want to buy a mechanical pencil, I can point them to one or two things that I'm really excited about. But this would be one of them. Yeah. I like them a lot.
I like the Einstein version of it too. The Einstein does come is available as a pencil. I think that's really cool. And as we were saying, they also have fountain pens. This is the Frederick Douglass. This is a really, really handsome pen. It's really well designed. It's kind of a knurling here. And I'll put this up next to me, but this is kind of like a brass kind of finish. It's gorgeous. Twists off, and you get a really nice nib on this.
It's not too deep. It's very comfortable.
Yeah. Pretty slim.
But again, like this is what we're talking about. Retro 51 does this fun Einstein design. They do this fun chromatic rainbow design, and then they do a tribute to Frederick Douglass, where on the finial of the cap is a little portrait of Frederick Douglass.
Yeah,
it's interesting.
I also like how the design language kind of comes, continues through. Like you have similar clips. You've got, the rollerball end. Not the finial, I think, is on a fountain pen, but it serves a functional purpose. Like that knurling is for grip, which you can go. This has the same kind of knurling on it, but I mean, again, it's a phenomenal pen. Cartridge converter. I think it takes standard internationals, and it's just lovely.
It's a very handsome pen.
It's great.
It's lovely.
Again, Retro makes great pens. Life's too short for an ugly pen, so make sure you get yourself a Retro.
Yep. If we have any Monterey Bays available, snap one up while you can.
Yeah,
because if they're not gone yet, they're going to be gone soon.
Yeah. And thanks for joining us. Like us down below. Make sure you're subscribed.
To the right,
I think we're up to like 900 subscribers now, which we really appreciate. We're so happy that people are enjoying what we like to share.
We were recognized in public. It was
Were we?
Yeah, we were at the first day of the DC Pen Show. Somebody ran up on us and recognized us. And it was a life-changing experience for me. Now that I'm
obviously I'm already inured to it.
Now that I'm known out in the world, now that I'm a public person,
right?
Things have to change. I got to lock down my personal life. People can't know about me anymore.
Right,
I'm gonna have to start eating indoors a lot.
We do make sure that we always carry pens though for the inevitable autographs. So make sure when you
throw a handful of pens, and as they scatter for them, you can make your escape.
Talk about Willy Wonka. Thanks so much for engaging with us. Obviously, we love writing, and we love to share these great items with you. So enjoy.